I don't want to bucket. Probably. I'd like to see the sucking of ass in person. Must have missed this Kallick game in the first round too. As I only remember seeing Guinness's lizards. Ag4 Skink though, surely that's going to do some pretty crazy stuff. Oh, Woody Downer Dancer, oh man. One dancer, one catcher. That's going to be a tough game. Maybe he started with that, nah, surely not. With only one reroll, you know, 2 dancer, 3 catcher. I think that's the thing, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's a 1 reroll build. Off to Nasus some fools? Is that a League of Legends thing? Are you going to gain extra points on your Q? Unless Nasus is like a Serbian god that you're going to pray for. Then I apologize for likening your your religious idol to a League of Legends hero. I know a little bit about everything and a lot about nothing. Alrighty mate. 12 hours for the next match if you can. 12 hours, 30 minutes if I'm not mistaken. With assist from the tree, might as well down the lizards on the line. Picked up a stun for his effort. Could make some room, still probably looking to stall. Definitely still looking to stall. Be there or be square. Good ball protection. Stunty Skinks will go anywhere. You absolutely have to protect the ball, and that was a good move. Me Pouring Rain, the catcher, with his Ag4 and reroll, will want to be the guy that receives the ball and makes the gains downfield. And the weather certainly won't help the Skinks. Although with an Agi Skink, that is not so bad. Basin and blocking. Skink's hiding behind the Crocs, but the Crocs takes a hit. And you have to know that the Crocs will take a hit. And that'll free up inside lineman on a power. Skink for a push into an assist for a 2. That's pretty nice. Takes a lot of effort to down lizards, but if you do it... Tons of useless info, isn't that the truth? I mean, not just about video games, but, you know, life in general. With only one reroll, he takes it. And with the ball safe, the offensive turnover not too threatening, but I would not be surprised if we see a Skink or 2. At least come down to pretend to threaten. The price paid will be vulnerable to a blitz, but the pressure on the elf. It means that he'll no longer be able to just have 1 man deep and 10 men on the line making blocks. 6-move lizard in the center will catch a 7-move lineman. The dilemma is that a single elf can sacrifice himself to mark it, and then the ball's not really threatened. The triple sink's nice. It does mean when a man stands up, maybe catcher dodges out, a 2 is made, the last man then screens, and he has a semblance of protection. But I mean, it was obvious that the Wood Elf wants to stall, and so putting the pressure on, even at the cost of being open, not such a bad idea. Mighty Blow doing a thing, turning a stun into a KO. Oh man, the one reel for the half burnt on a first action 1 in 9. Poor Woody. Nails the catch. Could think about risking the dodge to save the square. He doesn't. I think he may... He'll be fine from the Saurus that can be freed. Maybe number 5 Saurus freeing number 2 Saurus. Single go for it. Another dilemma for the elf is a 2 strength catcher gets skink blocked for a single assist. And while this is technically surf bait, I think the blitz is going to come from number 2 Saurus. Well, actually, he can't now as the tree successfully blocked and followed, which tightens up the tackle zone. It's a pretty good block. If we see Agi 4 Skink make a 3+ to here, this Saurus could clear 2 off the other Saurus. Doesn't help him. The KO's big, but had it not been a KO, I think it would have meant that the skinks that want to come up have to make a dodge. But now with the KO gone, that's not a problem. The KO was here? No, I guess that's fine. Talking rubbish. Talking rubbish. 2-die will take the boat down, has no choice. Picks up a cash. Stunty fella. Coming off better for it. That's always sad to see when you've got a Mighty Blow Claw fella and you're hitting just a basic lineman and your Mighty Blow fella dies, his lineman just stands there and you're like, come on. But that's pretty big for the Woody. That's 50% of his positionals barring the tree off the field. Must see 3+ in the rain. So it'll be a repeat of the previous. Lineman's cleared. Saurus sort shit out. Haha. Thanks, T-Mark. It might be even TTA, or it could be T-Tam Arc, as in Tam that lives on the Ark. Or it could be an anagram, it could be K-R-A-M, so it could be a cram-at, like Rotinage for janitor. Well, getting points as well. And look, with 2 rerolls in hand, only turn 5, has accrued the turnover. Agi 4 Skink, you know, reasonably safe. I think probably, if the pickup works, we'll see number 11 Skink slide across to try and just be relevant to protecting the ball. This is a game in the second round. Powerblood and Kallick. Probably update the title. Updated. No, it was a replay. It was, I think, about 3 or 4 AM my time. But there is one in exactly 12 hours that I should be able to stay up for. Oh, I called it. I called it. I knew there was an anagram in there. Seat marking the dancer. You know, it is a free hit, but if it's dictating the blitz, he's pretty fine. Woody Coach, with only one fellow with block on the field, is likely to be wanting to blitz with a person with block. But now he saw his cage looking pretty well assembled, I think he will. I think he'll just have to blitz unless he wants to risk a 3+2+, and that is always a risk. Cost here is going to be pretty high in a surf and some very thorough beatdown. I like that he made the move even at the cost of 2 extra squares, just to ensure that he's downfield ready to score. Most people I think would have made the block and then walked out for maximum squares. The difference isn't relevant to this guy being sanding or down. Never a surf. Picked up a stun for his trouble. Look, I think he might as well have followed up. I mean, the screen would still be there with the rear saws, assuming this guy is just a block for a push. But no, Bucky was right, this is pretty decisive. And the few elves that are standing, I think they might just be best standing on the ground. I don't know how the Woody will win. Let's say he does, let's say the weather stays, the Agi4 skink fails to pick up twice, and a dancer recovers and scores. He needs that level of luck to happen again to take the win, and I don't think he's going to fare well in overtime. I mean, Loser Coach could argue, look, the dancer's the only one that will even come close to threatening doing elf bullshit to take the win, with his inbuilt blodge and leap. Maybe I invest in some skinks to foul him. I still don't think it's worth it. I mean, yes, fouling a dancer is always worth it, but at the same time, it's just not something you really need to do, as the dancer BS is not something that's super probable. Certainly not this half, as he's well away downfield into his scoring position. And barring this one guy who I think is about to get a 3-die block blitz. He'll need 1 extra assist. But there is no one else to blitz. And the screen's pretty well sorted. It does for this Kallick fella. Don't you reckon Kallick like pretty decisive? I'm sure Paul Woody was missing a dancer though from a previous match. In fact, we can probably check that the Kaz sheet, just to be sure. I hate to be saying wrong things. I don't want to be wrong like try. Ah, very good. Alright, so Powerblood qualified in the Season 3 ladder. This is not Powerblood, is it? This is someone else. Am I tripping? Oh, he's playing Wood Elves, but I looked at DE and thought he was playing Dark Elves. And DE, that must be Denmark? D for Denmark? And Kallick through the USA Bloodweiser League. Seems like a one-ticket league. No, a two-ticket league. Ed qualified as well. Kallick the last man standing from that league. D for Germany. Oh, that makes sense. Because there's a D in Germany. Oh, because it's Deutschland. Got it. Alright, that makes sense. Oh yeah, so it was a AV lost dancer and a miss next game lineman, resulting in his loners. So 2 dancer, 1 tree, 1 catcher. I think the tree might have been a medical with the dwarf heavy top 64. Tying up lots of dwarves would free up lots of space. And Kallick with an unimpeded no casualty run. Looking pretty good. Feels bad, man, Mindcrime. Feels bad, man. And so I think this is going to be some farming. No need to do anything loose. A now fairly dominant man advantage. I'd like to see a blitz on a dancer, even if it is on a blodge dancer. Like, it hurts me to do it whenever I play a Wood Elf without a tackle option. Just because it's just so unreliable to get him down. But look, I think I would blitz once I've got the ball secure. Think about blitzing and fouling. As the only way to lose is a dancer doing bullshit, picking it up, and doing bullshit to score. And if he did bullshit and caught it, and picked it up, unless there's a player down this end of the field, like right now, it could be the well, not anymore. Not with not with the tree taking route. But you know, a dancer could end up in this area of the field, snake the 3+. Dancer could cause trouble. Dancer could be out of range of a Saurus blitz to clear. Well, not really. And a bit of a crazy 4+ dodge. No pressure. In a time like this, when you're down to so few men and you need to try and make something happen, you got to make the safe play. So block on a Saurus just isn't that important. It'd be your one dancer to go around, harass the skink, and try and get lucky. Very defensive play from Kallick, ensuring that as they sold the screen, I was noticing up until the last skink placement, a path that could really come around to harass it. I still don't like taking these blocks. I don't know what he's really expecting will happen. It's got to be a play at the ball, not a play at the 4-strength Sauruses that have a 6-man advantage on you. Like dodging blitzing a skink, like a skink might get you the one off the field. And maybe sacrifice lineman, like dodge one out, sacrifice the type the closest to Saurus. And then it's just 3 skinks and the ball carrier trying to stop a dancer. How's him? I think I would follow and foul it. Oh, no need. GG. Alright, the one scoring threat removed. There's an extra 8 SVP on the field. 10 arguably, but the tree's just a bit much. Oh, there you go. And for Englisaurus for me, take rooted tree. The tree that was rooted. Well, worth it, you gotta have those fancy channel points for the sound effects. So with the dancer off the field, he's making his one play at the ball. The scatter direction wasn't going to be anything special. Well and truly in the bag. I think the next 5 turns are not going to be anything too exciting. Definitely want to be at least 2 away from the sideline, so that if you are...
It's not a question of giving up, it's just a question of, like, it obviously being over.
Getting 5+ for a power on a skink. And the skink is powered here, and the ball doesn't go out. And the last thing you'd want is a ball going out and landing here for an elf to pick it up and run away. So definitely completing the cage and... not being not being any of these 2 squares down the sideline. I think Kallick will be a little disappointed about now. He's like, oh, that 2 SVP could have been mine. How's he doing for levels? 5 on Asaurus, 2 on Asaurus, 2 on Asaurus, none on the Crocs. 2 on Asaurus, 2 on Asaurus. If MVPs fall well, you could pick up a Asaurus MVP. You could also think about handing off to Asaurus as well. In this weather, it's just going to be so rubbish. I think if he does pitch clear, and I think it might be even worth pitch clearing with a skink, just so you can attempt the handoff to the Saurus in relative safety. I think that's what we're going to see. It should still be the skink to say, oh, I guess it's already out of range. That doesn't matter. I like it when coaches do what I think they should do. Yeah, but look, even in the rain, with enough turns and 2 rerolls in hand, I think it's okay. Looking to level the completely, well, not level, but get points on the completely unskilled one, maybe? Yeah, look, it is, but with 3 turns to do it? So 1 more assist for a 3 die. Oh, look at this rooted tree being very useful. That's a 4 strike there, no, that's fine. That's fine. And a KO, that's it. Pitch cleared, barring a tree that's already sort of cleared itself. Might as well try to get as many Saurus as you can around the Saurus that you're handing off to see if it will catch it on a failed catch into a scattered catch. It's a lot more difficult. In fact, there's skinks here looking to do the same sort of thing. So we hand off to number 4 Saurus, who juggles it to number 5 Saurus, who juggles it to number 2 Saurus, who juggles it back to number 4 Saurus, who juggles it to a skink, back to the edgy guy, back to the skink, back to the edgy guy, back to the skink, back to the Saurus, back to the Saurus, back to the skink. Snakes both 6 pluses. So like this, I think this one is just a pick-up attempt into then the Agi 4 with the reroll. Look, if there's ever a time to do it, I think it's the time when you've cleared the pitch. That's glorious. Oh, baby! Yeah, look, with the big ball of swords, it's not outrageously hard. I don't think 6 attempts were made on catches or scatters or fumbles, but no, that was what I would have done. And had it failed, the Agi Skink would have picked it up. KO's managed to wake up, so there's no not enough men free touchdown bonus. Exactly, Double Sculler. Exactly. Pitch clear in the World Cup. Oh, gaining a turn. On a deep kick, they just do nothing. Well, look! You could still run him down. 5 attempts? Oh, very good. Well, there you go. Pretty decisive. Did get the MVP to fall on a leveled, well, a Saurus that had points already. So, block for his next match, you'll be pleased. It's 1 in 3 off the field. 1 in 3 blocks. Got a fella off the field.